My name is Evgeny, or Eugene. And today we'll be talking about Protoc plugin, which we have open sourced recently. And this plugin would be useful for people who work a lot with gRPC stuff. I'm working for Bolt Commerce Company in Winnipeg, Canada. And we widely use gRPC stuff, gRPC services. So let's look at example app. So this app does simple things. It takes data from database and exposes this data to the client through gRPC service. This service has just only one method. Our app consists of two parts. First one is gRPC transport, which has Protoc definition of the service. And second part of this transport is auto-generated Go code, which is located inside pb.go file. On the other side, we have business logic, which does some valuable work. In our case, it takes data from database and exposes one interface with one method. Let's see inside the actual files. So on the left side, you can see Protoc definition of our service. It has three messages. Request with just one ID field of int64 type, because Protoc has no simple int type. It has response with embedded order message. And also it has service definition with one method, which takes response with ID and returns, it takes request with ID and returns response with order struct. On the right side, you can see the same service, but auto-generated with Protoc compiler in Go code. So it has similar structures and one order service, which is interface with one method. And you can see command, which was used for this generation stuff. Our business logic contains just one struct called myOrder, which is similar to the order message, but it's different a bit, and it has just one interface with one method, which again, it takes ID and returns order. So in our case, business logic has no idea about transport and how this data could be transferred to the client. So on this slide, we have a link between transport and our business logic. This one is gRPC implementation, a gRPC server implementation, which implements order service method from auto-generated file service pb.go. So we have one method which calls order service, pass their ID from request, and get object of type myOrder from business logic level. To return this object to the client, we have to convert it to the Protoc order struct. And in our case, we can do it only field by field, because it's different structs. Also, we have slightly different types. In Protoc package, order struct has ID field of type int64, while business logic has the same type, the same field of int type. We have to cast it. So for convenience, we can create some functions which will perform these transformations between Protoc structs and business logic structs. So first function takes business logic struct and returns Protoc, while second function does opposite work. Why we need it? So Go is strict type language. That means our structs ordered from Protoc package and my order from business logic package. These are two different structs. Transformation, as I mentioned, between these structs has to be done field by field, unless those structs has identical underlying types, which is not our case. And sometimes, when you work with gRPC, you can work with the values of those structs, but sometimes it's pointers, slices of values, etc. But the real issue, when we have real structs like this one, with a lot of fields, with a lot of nested structs, which has its own fields, and to convert one struct into another, we have to do it again, field by field, manually. It's really annoying to write these functions. But there is a better way. We wrote a plugin which does this work for us. So to use this plugin, we have to add a couple of options to our protobuf definition. First one imports additional file to be able to use these options. Second two options has names of packages for protobuf package and business logic package, and these names will be used inside new code. Third option contains path to the source file of our business logic, which contains our business logic structs. And on the message level, we have an option with name of struct from business logic package. That's how these messages from protobuf and business logic structures connected to each other. Then we have to add additional param to protobuf compiler command Protoc to call our plugin and pass there some additional params. As a result, we'll get additional file with a set of functions which allows you to convert one struct into another in a different ways. That means you can convert values to values of protobuf order into values of business logic my order, also values to pointers to values, etc. And as a result, in our gRPC implementation, we can easily use it. We can just call this function, pass the my order object as a param, and get new struct of type protobuf order. On the right side of this slide, you can see previous version of this transformation. I think we have no time for questions, but I will be around, so feel free to find me and ask questions. And if you want to try it, it's published to GitHub, and this is core to this link. And yeah, thank you.